Okay, how's it going, everybody? I hope you're all doing well. Okay, so in this episode, I thought I'd try to say something about Nikos Kazantzakis' great 1946 novel, Zorba the Greek. And in particular, I want to try to say something about the Titanic character, Zorba, and his tendency to laugh and to dance. Because these two things, laughter and dancing, they're ubiquitous in the story, to say the least. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. Okay, like I said, in this story, Zorba is made to laugh all the time. Actually, he's often described as having his entire face creased with lines as he laughs. And that when he laughs wholeheartedly from his inner depths. So, well, this raises the question. In the story, what's the role of laughter exactly? What's being suggested by it? Well, okay, so we often think of humor and laughter as a form of deference, right? Or as a form of resignation. You know, we laugh to acquiesce in one way or another. But actually, I'm not sure that's always the case. I mean, the French philosopher Henri Bergson believed that laughter is a kind of weapon that we use to make fun of social rigidities, exposing the lies and the hypocrisy within them. So for Bergson then, what laughter ultimately is a form of, well, a form of mini rebellion. It's to say that you don't want to conform all the way to society. And clearly, this is Zorba. I mean, to some extent, he lives in society, yeah. But by laughing, he stays independent from it and keeps his authenticity and his self-respect. Actually, in a way, this reminds me a bit of what Nietzsche says about laughter. So, according to Nietzsche, learning to laugh, and especially to laugh at ourselves, is a way to object to and to overcome what he called the spirit of gravity. Okay, well, now, what accounts for that spirit of gravity? Well, basically, it's all those old norms and morals that have been passed down to us by our families, which we almost always, without knowing it, internalize and take for granted. Now, what Nietzsche noticed more than most people was that part of what makes our lives so heavy and melancholic sometimes is just this, namely our unquestioned adoption of those norms that we inherited from our family or from society or from religion. Well, okay, so this is how laughter can help us then. By laughing, by taking ourselves less seriously, we'll relate less inflexibly to those old and inherited norms and maybe even open up some space for our own unique creations and values. Again, that Zorba has pretty much freed himself from the spirit of gravity is obvious enough in the story. And it's clearly humor and laughter that's helped him to do it. But anyway, to go back to this idea of laughter as a form of revolt. It's not just Bergson who thought this. Sigmund Freud too believed that humor was a kind of revolt or rebellion. More specifically, what he thought was that laughter was the triumph of the ego and the pleasure principle, sort of inserting themselves in the face of challenging circumstances. In other words, laughter for him was essentially a form of release and an act of reformation, as what it amounted to was the refusal to give in to the harsh forces of reality, even in the face of overwhelming odds. Actually, it's interesting. I read somewhere that during the rise of Hitler, It was actually the comics and the humorists that were among the first to call attention to or to warn others about what was going wrong there. And we know this in part because between 1933 and 1945, it seems that 5,000 death sentences were given out by the German courts for treason. A significant number of them for anti-Nazi humor, apparently. Now, if that's not a testament to humor's rebellion and its revolutionary role, I don't know what is. Okay, well, so at the outset, I mentioned that Zorba has a tendency not just to laugh a lot, but also to dance. I mean, if you've read it, or even watched the film version, you probably remember Zorba and the writer's famous dance near the end of the story. Well, okay, so why all the dancing then? Well, among other things, I think that here too, dance functions as a kind of defiance and as a kind of overcoming. I mean, as the narrator makes clear, for Zorba, dance serves as the expression of the relief from hope and of the freedom from servitude to false gods and ideals. And so, what dance really is then, for Zorba, is an act of embracing this life and this earth and the moment, with one's senses completely attuned to the whole of the physical experience. And of course, like laughing, dance too involves the overcoming of the weight of things, the spirit of gravity. I mean, think about it. The nimble and the agile movements of dance, to touch the ground lightly. This is the overcoming of the heavy plod with which we walk through life. And as the narrator says, if you've had some time to dance, then, well, really, you've said all that you've needed to say. And you've experienced that unshaken felicity that even death cannot undo. Bye for now.